Morning, happy Tuesday, happy November 1st. I found a stand, found one of them, not the one I had in the car, but the point is I found a stand, and I'm happy about it. I made sure I put that phone, I put the stand to the phone last night so I wouldn't forget it, so I could just leave it in the car and not do what I did before. Because all I gotta do is take the phone off the stand. That's all I gotta do. Not just take the whole thing with me, you know. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. Sunday, I ended up taking my daughter to the hospital because in the morning, she woke up crying. She looked at horrible. Now, mind you, she's been fighting this for a week, and I've been trying to, with Robitussin, NyQuil so it can help her sleep, Tylenol for the pain and the fever, and some amoxicillin that I had left over, thinking it's an antibiotic. If it's an infection, it'll fight it off, because I think I'm a doctor and all that, so I fucked up on that part. But yeah, it didn't work. She woke up looking miserable Sunday morning, crying in tears. So I take my thermometer to check her temperature. It was at 102.5. I said, oh no, it's over. This is where I draw the line. That's it. Obviously what I'm doing is not working, because it was, she would have the fever and then it would go down and then she would perk up a little bit, but then the fever would come back up, and it was like a roller coaster. And what I was doing wasn't working, and now her fever is up to 102.5. She's crying in tears, miserable. I said, no, whatever, I'm taking her to the hospital. So I took her to the hospital. They got us in right away. Well, not right away, but at a reasonable amount of time, being that she had a 102.5 fever. So we got her in. They tested her. Ooh, come on now, come on, Stan. Don't fail me now. Don't fail me now, Stan. Hope y'all okay. Hope you're not dizzy. Oh man, come on. And I'm on the thruway right now, so it's not like I can be trying to be careful, you know what I mean? My priority right now is driving, not how I place the phone. Weird stuff on my screen now, but it's still recording. But yeah, like I was saying, so they tested her for strep throat. I guess there's a huge thing going around with RSV. It's a respiratory virus. They checked her for COVID and the flu, and while we're waiting for the results, her pressure starts to drop. Her heartbeat, it's weird, her pressure drops, her heartbeat is fast. So they put her on IVs. They put her on IVs. They put these chest monitor thingies, these things that they put on your chest to monitor your heartbeat. The pressure cuff on her arm, thing on her finger to check her, her pulse, her oxygen, and all that. And and all in all, I'm starting to freak out. I'm feeling like shit because I waited this long thinking that I was doing the right thing as a mom by protecting her, not exposing her to any more bacteria or viruses or whatever by taking her to the hospital and doing what I can with meds at home. And the other way around, I made her a lot worse. You know what I mean? To where it's going to make it a lot more difficult for the doctors to get her, to get her back to normal. So luckily they were able to they put IV fluids. They gave her some Motrin, what was it, the Tamiflu or something like that, Tamiflu, after they found out that it was full-blown the flu, what she has. They gave her Tamiflu, and then they just had us waiting, we turned it, I made her comfortable, we turned the TV on, I tried to distract her and try to cause she was so, imagine a 10-year-old little girl, feeling like crap. She was so miserable, whining and crying, and I was just trying to, get her mind off of everything. She was scared, I was scared, but I didn't want to show her that, you know what I mean? I just told her, I apologized to her for waiting as long as I did to bring her in. But the point is, she's in the hospital. They're gonna help her, and and that's it. Where she's gonna pull through. She's gonna pull through. So luckily, after the meds started kicking in, her fever went down to 100, from 103 to 100 point something. I forgot what it was. But after it started going down, her oxygen, or not her oxygen, her pressure stabilized and all that. So, we were discharged from the hospital. But it was really eye-opener for me, you know what I mean? It was scary, you know what I mean? Because I thought that I thought it was just something normal, like a normal cold. It was just rough around her because she's young. She doesn't go anywhere, so she's not exposed to all these viruses and bacteria and all that you're normally exposed to, so she can build up an immunity. We're homebodies. So by her going back to school, that's what I figured. Okay, now she's exposed to all this again, so that's why, the cold is a little bit harder, went in a little harder on her. But no, I think I'm not gonna ever go a week. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm gonna try it 2 days max. And if I can't get it down on my own and get her back to normal, then I'm going to the hospital. I'm not doing that what I did before and have her go through that for a whole week. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking I'm doing the best thing I possibly can, and I was harming her, or not harming her, but indirectly, you know what I mean? Because I'm no doctor, and that's also another thing too. They told me don't ever do that. Don't ever give her no amoxicillin or any leftover antibiotics that I have, because you just never know. You never know if it's bacterial or if it's viral, and just I might be doing her more harm than good, and I think that's what happened this time, But she's fine. She's still sick. They gave her a note to stay home for another 3 days, so she's not due to go back to school till Thursday. But she's still, battling it, and they gave me some liquid Motrin for her, and they call it Tamiflu. But when I picked it up at the pharmacy, it was some whole other name on the prescription. But when I went to go to the pharmacy, I'm thinking I'm picking up the 2 prescriptions, and they ended up telling me that they were completely out of the Tamiflu, that I had to go all the way out super far because that was the only pharmacy that had any left. So I had to go super far. Now mind you, Sunday we got sent home at 4:00, and the pharmacy where they sent up, where I thought all her meds was a bit of a ways out. So I was trying to get there as fast as I could, not knowing that I was gonna have to go to another pharmacy. Now these pharmacies, they close at 5, so that's where the problem lies, you know what I mean? I made it there like around 4:40 from 4 o'clock that I left the hospital. You know, I can't speed, I can't get pulled over, you know what I mean? So I got there as fast as I could. But once I got there, they told me that that they didn't have the Tamiflu, which is really the important one that she needed, that I had to go to the other location to get it. And when I looked at the time, I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it out that far in 10 minutes. There's just no way. There's just no way. So I had to wait till yesterday to go get the prescription. I had to wait till yesterday to go get the other prescription from the other facility, from the other pharmacy facility. What the hell am I thinking? A small regular, 3 creams, 4 sugars.
A small sugar, 4 sugar.
3 creams, 4 sugars. And a toasted plain bagel with cream cheese.
Okay.
And that will be all. I said 3 creams. I said 3 creams and she still put 2. I know y'all heard me repeat it. I hope she changed it. But I have a feeling she didn't. I have a feeling she didn't. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So, you know what I mean? I had to go yesterday and get the other med, the Tamiflu, which ended up being like these two glass bottles that they had to mix right at the pharmacy for her. I've never seen the medicine like that. Because in my family, none of us have gotten diagnosed with the flu ever before. Oh, okay, you know, it's 3 creams. I see it on the lid. Thank you. As y'all can tell, I'm ready to go to the cotton field right now to slave away all day. Feeling crappy yesterday, but once I got home and I gave her the Motrin and I gave her the Tamiflu, within like a half hour I checked her, because before I did all that, I wanted to check her temperature because I felt her warm again, and she was at 101.2. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, at least she had a dose before she left the hospital, so you know what I mean. But she was back up to 101 yesterday when I got home. So I gave her I gave her the Motrin and I gave her the Tamiflu, and then a half hour I checked her again because I seen that she was looking a little better, and it had gone down to 100. So I'm like, okay, it's moving, it's going down. And I checked her again after that, and it was at 99. So I'm like, okay, as long as it's not 3 digits, we're good. We're good. And you know, she was just laying there in bed, and I'm like, baby, you know, if you want, you know, you can watch TV. Because she was crying again, you know, because she's tired of being sick for so long, and I'm like, you know. Just told her, you know, watch videos, watch TV, watch something that you can distract your mind. You know, distract your mind. Hopefully, while you're distracted, you could just drift off into a sleep and you could just fall asleep and disconnect for a little bit, you know. And she took my advice, and, you know, and afterwards I started seeing her perk up a little bit, and, you know, I seen that she picked up the VR and started playing with the VR a little bit. So I'm like, okay, my baby's getting back to herself. She was playing a little bit of Roblox and all that. So I'm like, okay, my baby's getting back. But and just to put it out there, my stepson, he's 19 years old, and he stays home for right now until his father gets out of prison. He stays home right now 24/7 so he can help me out with the baby until his father gets home. And then when his father gets home, then he can, he has permission or not permission, but because he's already 19 years old, but we give him like the green light to be like, okay, you can get a job now, you can go do whatever you want, and you know what I mean. He can do whatever he wants now, as long as I'm home with my daughter, he can do whatever he wants. And all I do is I just work. I work and I come home, and that's it. After that, he's on his own. He can do whatever he want to do, you know what I mean? There's no pressure or nothing. But he's the one who helps me. He's a good kid. I have no complaints about him. He's a good kid. And he loves his sister, and he helps me out a ton with her. So while I'm at work, he stays home with her, and so that's who she's with. I wish it could be me, but unfortunately, life doesn't allow me to be with my kid. You know what I mean? Life wants me out here with the rest of the population that's like me, that has to work to survive. We weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, so there's nothing I want more than just to be home with her right now. And her dad too. Her dad be calling, and I know he feels miserable. He feels miserable. He be checking up on her as much as he can. He be like, "Oh, did you put the wet towels on her to get that fever to go down? Did you give her meds and all that?" Like, he be trying to do the best he can over the phone. That man, he be trying to do the best he can. You know what I mean? But it's just stuff that you gotta go through, and you know what I mean. When you're by yourself temporarily, and your husband's in jail, because if it was like different right now, if he would have been home, he would have been with her right now, taking the best care of her, helping me take care of her, you know what I mean, the best way possible. And unfortunately, right now, that hasn't been given to us. But I don't know. I think that's about it. That's all I got for y'all. I'm already pulling up to my job right now. I'm tired. Maybe what I just said at the end right there maybe didn't make no sense, but I'm really exhausted with life right now. You know what I mean? I'm really, really exhausted, but I've been through worse. I did go through worse recently with the most major depression episode I've ever had in my life. And I'm just getting back from that and feeling better from that. And then now my kids have to get super sick and have to deal with this all on our own without, he could try to do his best over the phone, but it's nothing like having him, be there physically with us, and that unfortunately is not something that we can enjoy or have for right now. So, I don't know. See y'all in the next one. I hope y'all have a good Tuesday. I hope this day goes by really, really, really fast for all of us, especially me, because I just want to get back home. to my kid. Be there for her until she can break free from this flu. But all right, man, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.